the opening round of the NFL playoffs, and EA Sports continues its coverage of Super Wildcard Weekend. It's the Lions and the Condors. All that and more coming up next.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we're on the road to the Super Bowl. Today, there's an NFC fighting storm between the Detroit Lions and these guys defending their home turf. Welcome, everyone, to the start of the NFL postseason. Kate Scott, Brock Heward here as these teams begin the journey toward the Super Bowl. And at this stage, Brock, it's a daunting task ahead to make it all the way. They need 3 straight wins against the best teams in the NFL, beginning with this one right here, right now.
Yeah, Kate, and I love the way you say that right there. You just lay out the journey. And I'll tell you, in this journey right
where the road to immortality begins for most teams, we're underway from Wildcard Weekend. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. So the Lions take the field for their first drive. They're led out by someone who's fought through the doubters all through his career, and he just keeps putting up numbers. Jared Goff.
Kate, there are other flashier quarterbacks that make more highlight reel plays than Jared Goff. There certainly are bigger and stronger athletes playing the position today, but Jared's just a throwback, a guy that understands the timing and the precision. I love that he knows what he is and what he isn't when it comes to his skills, and it's why he's been able to flourish in multiple places and why he continues to sustain a lot of success in this league. Kid, I'll never forget walking into the Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney's meeting room with those defensive linemen. The late, great John Tierlink, his coach, he had a little sign up in his office, and it was sacks, and that money sign was the S, because ends and D linemen make their money with sacks. But you win games when they stop the run like that for a tackle for loss.
The rookie out of Washington making that tackle. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Gone. Laporta with the grab. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a first down. New set of downs for him at the 38. Here's a counter give to Gibbs. And he's brought down for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. Just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Shotgun snap here to Goff. He finds Laporta. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. On comes Jack Fox to handle the 4th down punt for the Lions. And he'll have this fair catch right along the 25. So here comes their offense for its opening drive. They're brought out by a former #1 pick who always plays with energy and passion, Baker Mayfield.
That's a loss last week, Kate, that he wears. He's worn it all week long, and I know he isn't the only guy out there. There's
They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. He's got to gain a 6 there. Tackled by Jack Campbell. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4. Back-to-back carries here. Runs into traffic and hits a wall. No gain. Aiden Hutchinson, energetic as always after making the stick. A 5th defensive back into the game for the Lions. 3rd down coming. Mayfield now from the gun. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And that fair catch brought in just beyond the 30-yard line. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And the Lions will go on offense. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Motioning Williams left. On 1st down, it's gone. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Opening frame of the game, and 2 times already, these defenders have got home for a home run sack. They get their way, a lot more teammates are going to join them on the stat sheet with the takedown before this one ends.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Finds his man. It's Amon-Ra St. Brown. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit. Gibbs now from the gun. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Here's 2nd and 11. Finds him over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They're set up at the 35 now. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And he's going to take this only to about the 31. 3 yards on the 1st down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. From the 31, finds Laporta. And that's good for a gain of 5. Zaven Collins in on the tackle.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. 3rd and short in your back pocket. You can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Throwing again, it's Goff. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete. So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. He'll throw it yet again. And they will score. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions go up 6-0 here in the first. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the touchdown. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yep.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
Point after, up and good by McPherson. And the Lions will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. On the return, here comes Davis. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Their offense headed back out for its second drive of the contest. And have they? Just a 3-and-out to begin this game. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Hand off to the back. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And now it's 3rd and short.
Real.
Baker now from the gun. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. It's a gain of 12 there. And that'll be a 1st down. Plowing up the middle. And he's got it up to midfield and into Lions territory. He made it 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4. Back to the well again. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. One quarter gone in our opening round game of the NFC postseason. Neither side separating much so far. More of the NFL on EA Sports right after this. Welcome back. We're all set to start the second. Offense already out to resume its drive. 1st down. Here's Baker. Offense is out there and ready to get things going again. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. So it's 2nd down coming up. Throwing again is Baker. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. So they're left facing 3rd and long. From the gun, Mayfield. Complete beyond the marker. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
They'll run here on 1st down. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Regular.
Shotgun snap for Mayfield. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind them, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
Now on 4th down, they're out to try for the field goal. Ball on the left hash, 37 yards out. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
That's the type of... The only negative is that the kicking team is out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Fielded at the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Lions and wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown getting set for their next drive. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They really have the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. I'll start on the ground with Gibbs. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Zaven Collins in on the tackle. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Goff back to throw. Pass taken in by St. Brown. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. It was Mike Sanders still on that side. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Now Goff. This is complete to Gibbs. Decent gain here, but short of the 1st.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Fair catch called for and made just outside the 20. We don't get a return out of that punt. It's going to be their football coming up. This offense ready to get going again now. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. He puts some air under this one, deep right. Big gain downfield. He does it. Touchdown. The Condors need only one to take the lead. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got... Line 2, don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
That one right down the middle. And the Condors push their lead to 3. Following the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition has in store. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The offense headed out now for Detroit. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Goff to the air now. Makes the grab in bounds left side. They pick up 20 yards there. And that gives the Lions the 1st.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down. Off the gut they go with Gibbs. And all that for a single yard. What an effort to get what he could there. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. They put a receiver in motion right. Here we go, 2nd and 9. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And that'll be first down, Detroit.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Off play action, Goff. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Gibbs scores. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions take a 2nd quarter lead. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. So, Brock, good work there to finish off the drive in the end zone and retake the lead.
You just get this feeling every once in a while in games, this sucker's going to be a back-and-forth football game. So what a great job offensively to jump out in front here in the first half of play.
McPherson at the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Lions take a 4-point lead.
14, Condors 10.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. On the return, here comes Davis. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Their offense returning to the field for another possession. Well, Brock, it only took them 1 play to reach the end zone last drive. They might have to work a little... They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Set. What's that?
Give now to the running back. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Set. What's that?
Another carry for him. And they had that one contained right at the line. Tackled by Jack Campbell. We've hit the 2-minute warning now from OKC. The Condors working here. 3rd and a lone yard coming up.
Set. Set.
They give it to him again. Breaks across midfield, hits the opposing territory. And he finally ends up out of bounds after a huge gain. It's a huge pickup on the play. And it sets up 1st down.
Set. What's that?
Going ground here. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Now, don't think for a second they're going to slow down the tempo. Defense on their heels. And right now is the best chance to go push that envelope and get aggressive.
Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal.
What's that?
They'll try and punch it in. Runs it in for the touchdown. The Condors get some late points and the lead. PAT effort coming up. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Condors push their lead to 3. And After they reach the end zone, they'll kick it off and turn things over to the defense. Brings in the kick at the 9. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Detroit offense getting ready for its next drive. They're getting close to a minute to play, Brock, and they're going to need that time with a long field ahead. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Goff setting to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. From the gun, Goff. Laporta with the grab. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
First down throw from Goff. Has him on the quick hitter. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. Now the Lions calling a timeout. They're first. On 1st down, it's Goff. Pass complete to Gibbs. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident the screen would get him enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
He goes back to him yet again, complete. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. Detroit calls timeout, it's 2nd. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. From the 24. Throw complete to Williams. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down. Offense in the hurry up here. Goff on 1st and 10. Into traffic, complete. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. Butker knocks it through. And it'll knock this game up late in the 2nd quarter.
In that close, in the red zone, you know they're upset they couldn't finish the drive with the touchdown. It's only half the points, but at least there's something to show for the possession.
And no return as this... Here comes the final play of our first half. A final throw before the break. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. So we're to the half in this NFC Wildcard contest. Now we'll head over to Orlando, Florida. Check in with Jonathan Coachman for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. This game 2 of our triple header here on Wildcard Sunday. We'll get back out to you two in just a moment. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Jalen Hurts leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the 3rd quarter. All right, Brock, that was enough of a break. Back to playoff football as the 2nd half of our wild card game gets underway. Oh, he's showing some burst on his return. And they finally bring him down after a huge return into their territory.
Okay, this is one of those situations. Coming out of halftime, he had his plan. And his plan probably changed with that great field position he has now. And can they take a shot? Will they take a shot? I'd sure love to see it.
On first down, they'll run. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. You even rip through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes him back. Third down coming up.
A loss of 10 yards on the play. It's now third down.
Mayfield now from the gun. Brought in right side. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. Fourth and forever coming up. Back to throw it. And they get to him on fourth down. It's a sack and a turnover on downs.
Well, this play, pressure at home and the coverage downfield. QB still got to find a way to throw it up and give somebody an opportunity to make a play.
Throwing this back in the end zone. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got second down. Out of the shotgun. Goff. St. Brown's got it. Complete. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. That's 16 on the pickup. And that gives the Lions the first. Here's Goff. And the first down pass set away by a defender, incomplete. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the intended receiver. And now they face second down. Enough to Gibbs from the gun. And he makes it to the start of the red zone down at the 20. 6 yards the pickup there. That's going to bring up third and 4. They go play action with Goff. He's got the first down grab and still going. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Detroit! The Lions grab the lead on their first series of the half. It's a Sam Laporta touchdown. You love seeing a tight end get the chance to show off those wheels, right? And in the best of cases, he could rumble the whole way home.
Kate, think of getting somebody with that type of mass rolling at full speed. Who's really going to want to stand in the way, wants to stop him anyhow? The answer, nobody.
That one splits the uprights. And the Lions break that tie and now lead by 7. He fields it from the 8. He's stopped on the return at the 27. Here comes their offense out again. They're coming off a fourth down try that didn't work in their favor. Let's see how that might affect the approach they take this time out. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. Right up the gut. Doesn't get much beyond the line. A yard at most. Tackled by Jack Campbell. They'll come to the line here. 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Point it right, point it right, point it right. Watch one.
Baker now from the gun. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
Translatable skills, that's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he's able to work this down to the 41. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3. There's the handoff. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
1st and 10 now from the 30.
Good. Hey, alert, 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 alert. Dad.
Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Finds a man right side. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Watch out.
Here's the give. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
Alert, 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 alert. Watch out.
From the gun, Mayfield. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Kirby Joseph picks it. And the Lions take possession and start out at the 6. There are costly interceptions, Brock, and then there are interceptions inside the red zone in the second half of a 1-score game.
And if there is ever a time where ball security is paramount, it is right now.
Yeah.
They deserve a ton of credit right there. But as a quarterback, you cannot risk a turnover. It's touchdown, it's check down, it's throw the ball away. You're literally throwing points away with that pick.
Shotgun snap here to Goff. Quick slant, that's Williams. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Goff. Short pass brought in. And they take him down at the 24-yard line.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Laporta pulls it in along the sideline. And he'll go out of bounds. Looks a little short of that 35. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Throwing again, it's Goff. Did not like what he was seeing, Brock, and he just hurls this one away.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Goff trying again on 2nd and 10. Throwing quickly, but it's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. From the gun, Goff. Oh, he put some heat on this deep. That's grabbed inside the 30. There it is. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions lengthen the lead at the end of the 3rd. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
McPherson at the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Lions double their lead to 14. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Now this offense ready to head back out. They are coming off their first interception. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Real.
Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. That's completed right side. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Trying to throw here out of the gun. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there. Looking for his wide receiver there. And now it's 2nd down. Throwing again is Baker. Complete out to the right. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. All set up now for 1st and 10. Mayfield to throw again. Hits his running back. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Baker throwing again. That one's complete, right side. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. We're down to 1 quarter before we determine our wild card winner. They've got the ball to start, but their playoff future in jeopardy as they trail. They have themselves another 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Has it down close. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Here's the handoff. Has the touchdown. The Condors now within 1 score in the 4th. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
He's throwing for it. And he goes down. The pressure gets home, and they will not take another 2 off that lead.
You go with what you think is your best option. There they felt like it was going to be a pass, but sometimes it simply doesn't work.
Starting from the 5. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Goff back to throw. Got Williams, and it's complete. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. 2nd and 3 now. Off play action, Goff. He puts some power on a deep one left. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete.
Boy, take a look at that. Look at him locking down his area of the end zone. They could bring it in close enough to take shots, but there are no easy touchdowns.
Goff now on 3rd down. Throw complete to Williams. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Give him 3 on that gain. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit. They'll motion a tight end left. Goff on 1st and 10. He finds Laporta. And this one does not go far.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
This is Gibbs on 2nd down. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Just 1 yard on the play, though. That leaves him with 3rd down and 6 to go. Rush coming for Goff. Setting up the screen. And nothing doing on that run. Defenders bottle it up quickly.
That's how you draw it up defensively. That's exactly what you want the coverage to do. Force that quarterback to throw it short and get off the field.
The Lions readying for the punt. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And hey, at least he held onto the football, but they will get nothing on that return. And after the punt, they'll be backed up a good bit for this drive. Now outruns their offense to take over. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Hey, alert 33.
Mayfield now from the gun. Searches from the pocket. And he's brought down after a short gain. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Baker now from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And that will not be enough for a 1st down. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. He's back to throw. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. They gain 14 on the play. And they'll have 1st down.
Hey, alert, 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 alert. What's up?
From the gun, Mayfield. Completed to his running back. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. He's on the move. And he slides down with enough to pick up that 1st. New set of downs for him at the 38. 1st down, here's Baker. Connecting on the slant. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning left for them. We've got 1st and 10. To throw is Mayfield. Connection made, Travis Etienne. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
What's up?
They hand this one off. It's into the end zone. Touchdown. Just 2 late in the game. So there's part 1, Brock. They get the touchdown that they desperately needed. Now you'd imagine comes a try.
What's tough is to go get that touchdown they just did because, well, they work on 2-point conversions, but they're difficult. This is also a must-have, though, Kate, if they want to try and force overtime.
Here he is to throw. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. He's off to the races. The 50. 30. And that is 2 points the other way as he takes the pick the entire way back. And as they celebrate the turnover, we're going to shift our focus to one of his teammates who appears to be injured following that play. Team staff heading out to look at him now. We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Return coming from the 6. And this drive will start inside the 25. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. Their lead still more than a field goal, thankfully, should the worst happen, Brock. But obviously the goal here is to hang on to the ball and try to run this game out.
Yeah, the goal is to get to the best formation in the history of offensive football. The victory formation.
The victory formation.
That is all that you're thinking right now is just make these plays, run out this clock so we could take one more knee and celebrate.
Another one for Gibbs. And he's going nowhere there. Add that to what's been a tough afternoon for him. Timeout taken by the defense. Their 2nd. Setting up to pass. Short pass brought in. And a nice game here, but it stopped short of the first. The defense takes its third and final timeout. They're up now, ready to punt it. Jack Fox will kick it away. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. Fair catch calling for, and he's got it right near the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be their football. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Good. Up, close. Watch one.
Back to throw. Catch is made down the right sideline. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio. This guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
The time is there, but the timeouts are not. You've got to be smart. It's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. Looking slant route, complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do.
That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. Brian Branch has it. And the Lions make the play that should win them this game.
You know, I can still hear the call all the way up in the booth. Okie, Okie! That's what that whole defense screams after an interception, and you see everybody getting involved. That nearly went for a house call. Incredible effort by that offense to run it down, but even with that, they will take that Okie any day. What a huge pick in return for that defense. There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
They take one final knee. Time's going to run out. Brock, their playoff story begins with a victory. After one final kneel down, partner, and this should do it. So the Lions get the win on the road. And you never want to count out those wildcard teams once the postseason begins, right? We've seen a few go on magical runs before, and they've officially begun theirs here, fighting their way to next week's divisional round games. And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. It's a win for the Lions as we bid you farewell from Oklahoma City.